Cracking the code, public view devices, and retail investors, plus a pile of miscellaneous information. I'm Steve Reinharz, CEO of Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions. This is our weekly update. We're starting with cracking the code. I had shared that I was at a meeting. It felt like the heads of state. It was all the folks who run the guarding companies that comprise 85-90% of the business in North America. And it was fascinating, and had an opportunity to share what we were doing. And as far as cracking the code with how to transform this industry, this was a pivotal moment. And I couldn't be happier with how we performed. The response has been amazing. So just number one, I'm happy about that. Number two, I'll say that I guess I'm happy enough that we traded straight across, more or less, the stock this week. I'll take that as a win. Stocks got pretty hammered this week. That's for sure. The economy got pretty hammered, and we traded straight across, more or less. So I think that that is a big win that I'm also happy about. It's Friday afternoon right now. It's been a heck of a week, a lot of travel, a lot of back and forth, and a lot of progress. One of the things that happened that we got to share yesterday was a public view SCOT at Dallas Love Field. How great is that? That's our second airport, and having that unit there is great. Airport's happy, everybody's happy along the way. There's an indoor unit as well in baggage claim, and be sharing images of that over the next couple of days as well. So if you're flying through Love, take a few photos, take a few poses, check it out. But those will be, at least for the time being, until maybe airport number one is up and running, the most public view SCOT units, the most public view RAD units. Millions of visitors should see those units, and that's great for us. Okay, now talking about units, we had 18 units shipping this month, or minimum guaranteed, in a press release last week or earlier this week. So I wanted to have the number of states or cities that those units were going to, but anyway, I didn't get the information in time. But either way, 18 units. There should be some more. We'll see. But nonetheless, a pretty good month to end the fiscal year. Team is working very hard on ROSA 3.0, on meeting the dates to get ROSA 3.0s built. We are a little nervous right now as a team, as a company, that we don't have those ROSA 3.0s built, and we have an expected avalanche of orders hopefully coming in. So team is working very hard on the tech, on the production to make that happen. We're on track to sign an order for 1,000 ROSA shells this month. We're comparing Chinese vendors against American vendors right now. Certainly have a preference to work in America. I mean, obviously, hopefully everybody understands that. But ultimately, we have to do what's best for the business and what's best for our customers. So we'll see how that goes, but it's closer than I would have thought. And no decision's been made yet. But I will let you know. I will let everybody know when the order's placed and where the order is coming from. And just so everybody knows, our Chinese vendors are fantastic. I went over pre-COVID, had a great visit, really got to understand the people, culture a little bit better. It's fascinating, and hopefully geopolitical issues will blow over. Who knows? Not my problem. I got to build great units, deploy them to great customers. That's what I'm focusing on. There'll be at least one sales press release next week. I think it'll be meatier than what we did today. Today, we decided to make a standalone press release as opposed to putting anything else in it, because helping manage the logistics for 5 Fortune 25 companies at this point, or Fortune 50. I don't know what they are, but they're up there. They're not Fortune 500. They're well above that. Or they're in the Fortune 500, but they're well above that. A couple years ago, I said that we would make a big difference in logistics, and it's happening. And I just took a moment and I looked back and I said, I've made a few different promises and a few different predictions over the years, and having them happen, delivering on them, I think is an accomplishment. And I think it's a reason that you guys are watching, um, because it's fun to set a goal, to make a prediction, and to hit it, and to have small successes along the way. Which leads me to the last item of today's weekly video, and that is retail investor. So, the first thing I want to say is that over the past couple of weeks, our retail investor base has grown, and of course, it grows all the time. But we had a bump. We had a bump because there are like the OTC, I don't know, ladies or whatever, and there's Tigris, and there's a really cool, strong component of investors, new or more vocal in AITX now, that aren't dudes. And I love that. I think that is so cool. I'm so grateful to have this additional set of voices on the team. So I just wanted to call out that and say, hey, we're so welcome to have you. And thank you very, very much for being supportive and for asking cool questions and for having me on the spaces, or the Twitter spaces, a couple weeks ago. I had a lot of fun, and a little hungover the next morning, though. Be honest with you. I'm always honest with you. But I was a little hungover. I got a little carried away. We're having some fun. Anyway, uh, welcome. Last point on the investors is one of our long time guys. Uh, he's done so much for us. He manages one of the uh, spreadsheets where accumulates all the press release data that puts out, and he kind of consolidates it. Uh, it's unrelated to us. He's, you know, just a normal retail investor, but he's really keyed in. He's like CP. Um, they kind of run in the same circles. Anyway, he sent me over a couple really cool scientific papers about human machine. I'm going to summarize them as human machine interactions and responsiveness. And it was fascinating because, I don't know, I nerd out on that stuff, and it was great. But more so than that, I immediately took it and sent it over to the appropriate development team inside RAD. And I said, folks, you got to make these options, blah, 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 blah. So I think that's a cool story. It's a cool story. We've got AITX investors that are beloved team members, and this is a notable add to what we do from a long-term and valued investor. I have no idea if he's got $5 in the company or 50 or 500,000. I have no idea. But nonetheless, I wanted to call him out. It is look for the helpers, L4TH, as I abbreviate him at. So, hey, man, thanks again. Really, really, really well done. It's significant because this investor base, this relationship that we have, feeds me constant suggestions, many of which I'm grateful for, a few of which are silly, but very few of which are actionable. I'm not saying stop. I'm saying keep doing it. But this one is actionable, unique, and I'm going to stop gushing over it. I would send him some merch, but I've already sent him all the merch we have. Anyway, just wanted to share that, guys, and I wanted to share appreciation for the retail community. We traded straight across. Number one, I think because we've got sound fundamentals. We're doing a great job. We're communicating. We're making customers happy. We're delivering. We're growing. So I think that's, obviously it always comes back to fundamentals. But the second part of that equation is retail investors. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a safe Super Bowl. I'll see you guys on DMs and YouTube comments and all over the place. Thanks again.